I'm going to talk about today the top 3 things schools do not teach you about money. So number 1, you want to be rich. Financial literacy is, do you speak the language of money? Most important. And the problem with, so if you want to be a doctor, you have to learn the language of a doctor. You want to be an auto mechanic, you have to learn the language of an auto mechanic. So what we do at Rich Dad here is we say we're taking financial literacy. We teach you how to speak the language of money. For example, I'm Japanese American, 4th generation. If I went to Japan, I'd have to have Japanese literacy. In fact, I studied Japanese twice. I flunked those things too. I'm not really good at languages. I failed school because I failed English. But the reason I'm a rich man is because I speak the language of money. So let me give you the big picture of financial literacy here. The first thing is, do you want to be an employee? You better learn the language of an employee. You're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a technician, you have to learn this language. The language of money is out here. B stands for big business. That's like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. They had to learn to speak the language of money. But this is the real language here. The smart people here, I must learn to speak money so I can finance these guys here. The problem with education is these words here, I'm going to go to school and get a good job and I want job security. That's their language. So these people speak one language. I want job security. The S's, like a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant, say, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. And so a small entrepreneur is also this. They do everything on their own. But the language of money is out here because what you'll find out is that these people have to have a team. I have to speak to accountants, I'm speaking the language of money out here, and they say, if you're going to start a brand, see, these people don't start brands. This stands for brand. Rich Dad is a brand. Gillette is a brand. Honda is a brand. That's the difference. So the reason you want to speak the language of money is if you really want to be big business, like Elon Musk, his brand is Tesla. SpaceX. He now owns X, whatever you call it here. They're brands. Warren Buffett, the richest, the so-called the smartest investor in the world by some people's, he only invests in brands. These people don't come here because they stay too small. They think too small. And the I, this stands for insider. See, these guys here invest in 401ks, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. That's not what a capitalist does. A true capitalist is here. A capitalist doesn't buy stocks. A capitalist sells stocks. What I'm taught to do from my rich dad was to take this, package it, and I sell stocks. So one of my goals on this side as a young man, most people want job security. What I wanted to do was be a capitalist and go to Wall Street and be on the New York Stock Exchange and sell shares of my company. So I've sold shares of my company on the New York Stock Exchange, Toronto Stock Exchange, and the next stock exchange is going to be NASDAQ. To do all that, those are some of the differences of why the rich are getting richer, but it starts with learning the language or the vocabulary of money. Do you speak money? These people do not. These people speak money. That's lesson number 1. So the second thing that schools don't teach you about money is this. The most stupid thing that schools do, they don't teach you about the language of money, then they tell you don't make mistakes. So the biggest mistake that schools make is they punish you for making mistakes. So this here is one of my cars. I have an EV. This is a Bentley. This is my license plate. I was a 1.9 GPA student, and my classmate called me. I went to military school. I flew for the U.S. Marine Corps, and I had to learn the language of pilots. Okay, you're going to be smart, you have to learn the language. So to get a 1.9, I was basically less than a C student. So a classmate called me, and he says, "You're lying. You didn't have a 1.9. You're even lower than that." I said, "Okay, give me a break here." But the reason this is a V12, one of the fastest cars on the road. This is a Bentley. But the reason I can afford it is because I've made more mistakes than most school teachers. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn a damn thing. But that's why my poor dad was poor, which stood for poor, helpless, and desperate. He never made mistakes and he died poor. And that's what's happening in the world today. We have millions of people my age, old guys, who haven't made mistakes. Their money's in their 401k. That's crashing right now. Our banking system's crashing. And they're still saying to their kids, go to school and don't make mistakes? Well, how in the world do you learn? A baby only learns to walk by standing up and falling down. As a pilot in the U.S. Marine Corps, I crashed 3 times. The only reason I'm alive is because every day in flight school, we had to practice crashing. We had to make mistakes in order to become a great pilots. So I went down 3 times and all this, but I'm alive because the U.S. military, the U.S. Marine Corps knows if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn a damn thing. So our school teachers are teaching kids to be poor because they tell you don't make mistakes. Remember, a baby cannot learn to walk unless it falls. You don't get on a bicycle unless you fall off. And the same as being an entrepreneur. If you don't make mistakes, you can never learn to be an entrepreneur. They don't teach you how to cheat. And number 3, big mistake that schools make, they say if you're cheating, you'll get an Fs and all this. Look, that's for the employees and self-employed. They don't cheat. But if you're going to be on the B and the I side, you have to learn to cheat legally. And every school teacher will go, don't cheat, you know. Look, the only way I got through school, I'm not recommending it, but the only way I got through high school is I was sat next to the smartest girl. And I knew she had all the answers. So I sit there going like this. And I got kicked out of school for cheating. But that's the reason so many people are poor, because they don't know how to cheat. You see, in the world of business, business is a team sport. You know, it's called in business, cheating is called cooperation. And the reason so many people are stuck in here, job security, and if you want to do it right, do it by yourself, you stay small, is because they don't have a team and they don't cooperate. Because this is don't cheat here. So this here is my favorite sport. I only played, I'm not, like over here in the world of sports, these guys here are like golfers, and these are pickleball players. But this here is the NFL, the National Football League, hockey teams, and all this stuff. So these people here stay small because they can do it on their own, or they stay with 1 or 2 people here. But I only played, my sports I played were football, I rowed, 8-man heavyweight team, always teams. And this here is my favorite sport of all. It's called rugby. And on a rugby field, you go out there, you're not cheating, but you're cooperating. The thing I love about rugby, it wasn't size. Like in basketball, if you're short, you can't play basketball. In football, if you're not big, you don't play football. But in rugby, size does not matter. Your heart does. So this is one of the greatest scrum halves going, my friend Paul Morgan. This is the Hawaii Harlequins rugby team. And I'm proud to announce that this year, 2024, I'm being inducted into the Rugby Hall of Fame in Hawaii, because rugby is a team sport. We learn to cooperate with different people of different sizes and all this, and that's how we win. It's a spirit of the team. But most people are taught in school, don't cheat. So they stay small and poor. So going back here, the question is, how do you cooperate? What our teachers call cheating is you want to get onto this side here. You see, you want to be an employee, you want to be a doctor, stay in school and don't cheat. But you want to come over here, you have to learn how to cooperate. This is a team sport here. And where that comes from, this is B and I. And if you want to be a real entrepreneur, big, you have to have a team. So in team, I have guys who, like we're working with you guys right now, Loving Product. I have to have an attorney, a good attorney to fight. When I develop a product, I've got to patent the product. It's obvious. Systems. The human body is a system of systems. A business is a system of systems. So as an entrepreneur with a team, I cannot know everything. As a leader, I'm putting my team together. So a body has the eye system, the digestive system, the blood system. The same as a business. It's a system of systems, like a human body. You have to have communications. Communications is sales, marketing, and all those things. Your product has to sell. So as an entrepreneur, I have to learn all of this, and then that hits cash flow. This is my accountants. I have to have the best accountants, so I pay no taxes. That's a team sport. That's cooperation. It is not possible The reason I'm a C student is because I don't have to be the smartest guy on my team, but I have to have very smart people. So the reason most people, like my poor dad, very smart guy, PhD and all this stuff, he was broke, he had to be the smartest. So he got stuck as an employee forever. He couldn't leave the school system. He depended upon a pension. And that's what's happening in the world today, because our schools teach you this is cheating. This is called cooperation. Most importantly, as we're taught in the Marine Corps, is what's your mission? And my mission is to bring financial education to the world. So those are the 3 steps, things that schools do not do. So I ask you, I ask you to cheat. What that means is that if this video has been of value to you, share it. In school, that's called cheating, though. So share it, because the way human beings learn is we cooperate and we share information. Or you can go to school and become one of these guys here working hard for money. If you want to become over here, learn to cooperate, learn to share, and teach your friends and family. That's how we all get richer. So my final words on cheating in school is called cooperation. And this is what an entrepreneur is really doing, is this. And the secret to success here is, I'm going to say it to you, the secret to my success is incompetence and laziness. You see, the problem with the people on the E and the S side, they work really hard. On the B and the I side, you don't want to know anything, so you're incompetent, and I'm lazy. I want other people to do my work for me.